Oh, I'm Gary Stern, and I'm president of Stern Pinball.
Hey, I'm Jack Danger, Stern's global ambassador.
So, Gary, your company is one of the last U.S. pinball manufacturers in the world, and you're still making pinball games today. Like, you're still doing, every year you have a new pinball machine.
We are growing. The business is growing. We're growing about 25-30% a year for the last dozen years, and it's more than just making pinball. We're doing everything pinball. We're 85% of the market. We export 35% of our games, and we make terrestrial pinballs. We have digital pinballs. We have merchandise. So I told you how to have your shirt on. Next time wear your shirt. And we have the Stern Pro Tour. We make private label games like the one we did for Supreme or Pat's Blue Ribbon. So it's everything pinball. It's basically creating a global lifestyle brand, throughout the world.
I'm really inspired by that because, you've been in pinball, it has been your life, and you're like, when everyone started to abandon it, in the 80s, you're like, we're going to keep doing it. And you kept saying that, keep doing it. Now you're the only one and the biggest one left, and you're having so much success. So congratulations to you and your company. It's so awesome.
Thanks very much, and it's fun. These are not hard lung machines. These are fun. The whole purpose here is having fun. So we have fun. And we have fun when we're successful, which means we make a game that the players have fun. Whether it be game operators and their players in the barcades, there's 1,000 barcades now in the U.S. that we track, or enthusiasts and collectors, or just general rec room buyers, people who want games at home. Just fun, F-U-N, that's all that counts.
And we're here at CES and you're showcasing your newest machine, the Netflix Stranger Things pinball machine. It's brand new. And it's collaboration. So talk about how this idea started. Did Netflix approach you? Did you approach Netflix?
Actually, I'll leave that to Gary.
Oh, here I am again. Nice to talk to you. Actually, the creators of Stranger Things, the Duffer Brothers. Thanks for that. I needed that. They wanted a pinball machine. So, their agent approached us, and we worked with Netflix because it's still licensed by Netflix, so we work with them. But we worked, with both creative and licensing people to make a game that's proper for them. And this game's unique. We make 3 cornerstones or main games a year. We make them for 2-3 years. And there's a Pro, a Premium, and a limited edition. The Pro is the more basic model, which is a lot of fun in this game, and the limited edition 500 for collectors, and the Premium. This is a Premium a Premium. I had to take a look, and it has something exceptionally unique. It's the first game with a projector under the arch here that is showing different scenes, not only in the display, but also projecting scenes. I'm moving so you get projecting scenes, projecting instructions, projecting run you see being projected down there.
Animations on the spinner here. We've got animations that are going to be happening on the ramps. This whole entire bridge here is going to be covered with animations. Everything's interactive with the drop targets here. Just trying to get as much motion on the play field as well as on the screen here to just liven up everything going on there.
So obviously you show up your flagship thing at an event like this, but what does the basic one come with? Is it an LCD? Is it just a plain backdrop?
No, the basic game is this exact play field, and instead of having a screen here, it's the laboratory there, and this is a ramp. You get the drop targets down. This comes down, and you shoot in the Demogorgon. Show them. While we're talking, he's going to play a little till he gets it down. We're going to do this without taking the glass off. Of course, we have the theme music from the game. We have speech by Chief Hooper in it, custom speech.
Besides, he came in and did voice specifically for your cabinet.
Yeah, absolutely. So, this and the game is designed by one of the great game designers, Brian Eddy. Hasn't done a pinball. He's been in the digital world for the last 2 decades, so he's back to a ball and bat live action game, pinball. He did Attack from Mars and Medieval Madness, 2 of the great games of the 80s and 90s. And here he is again. All right, here we go. All right. Oh, he's got to shoot in there.
So I just got to shoot this red arrow?
He's got to shoot the red arrow, and he blew it.
I totally blew it. I'm fired now. I'm standing sideways. Give me a break.
Okay, now watch this.
I'm gonna zoom in.
Watch this. And here's your Demogorgon, ready to be. For him, now he's got to get in the Demogorgon's mouth. He's got to go right like that. And he did it first time.
First try.
I'm taking one of these games home so I can practice that shot.
So
It's so much fun when you make it.
Jack, how much pinball do you play on a daily basis?
I play for several hours Monday through Friday. Just I don't ever stop playing pinball.
He streams all of our games for the public to see, so you can watch him on Dead Flip, and to see all of our games.
So Jack, what are some of the challenges in 2020? For example, like my nephew is 11. He actually doesn't know what pinball is. How do you get the word out there? Like, hey, for this next generation who didn't have arcades, who never played a pinball machine, how do you say, hey, here's what pinball is. Here's how you play it.
So with my show, Twitch is very approachable by anyone of any age. So like getting that out there and broadcasted for anyone to tune in and watch. And I'm showing literally how to play every single game, all the flipper skills to like learn how to control the game. Right now, like a lot of games are in like barcades and home collections, and kids obviously can't go into barcades, so they have to like turn to watching someone play it, so that when they do find a tournament that they can compete in, they've taken those like nuggets that I've spouted out on my show and can translate that into information that they can blow these games up on.
Cool. So when is this Netflix Stranger Things pinball machine available?
Oh, it's available. The Pro version is available now. We are starting to make the limited edition later this month, 500 games later this month. Those are the collector version, and then we will make the premium the beginning of February. The premium is got all the features. This is the premium. All the features of the limited edition, not quite as much eye candy, and it's unlimited. So there are collectors who want that limited edition.
So at any given time, I know you're not allowed to say what you're working on now, but how many licenses and stuff do people approach you with like per year, and how many meetings do you have about what you can do, and how many things do you have in development at any given time?
Well, first of all, we do 3 cornerstone games a year, and that cornerstone is a game like Stranger Things. It has a pro, a premium, and LE, our basic game. We also sometimes do a studio game like we did Elvira with some other people outside of our company, and sometimes we bring a game back out of the vault. A game we had made before. We relicense, we bring it out, we make some more. The design process is about 14, 15 months in a game, and we have 4 active design teams at any time working on games. So we have meetings about what we do licensed titles. It helps in many ways. It helps in drawing people's attention to the game, getting them to play. It helps when I call a customer and say, I got The Walking Dead, not zombies from wherever, Oh yeah, but also it gives people ideas of what to design and what to put in the game. It puts us in touch with other creative people. So we have many meetings and marketing people and us owners and design people, what have you. The one thing I need to point out is that it's not just having a great title. You need a title that there's a design team that really wants to do. Their creative juices have to flow. They're going to be dedicating themselves to that project, that title, that game for 14, 15 months. You can't just say, Joe, go design such and such. He has to feel it and immerse himself in it and love it. And when you do that, like Brian Eddy did and his team, you get Stranger Things.
So do you actually say no to certain projects, be like, nah, we'll pass on that? Do you do that sometimes?
Oh, absolutely.
That's brilliant, because you don't see that anymore in business. It's like, yes, of course, how much money? Yes.
We only have 3 silver bullets a year.
Yep.
Now, we may make those for 2 or 3 years. So, this year we'll do probably 22 different SKUs, but which is a lot in a manufacturing business. But okay, so we're manufacturers, and American manufacturers, by the way, very proud of that. But having said that, we're really creating something special in pinball, and again, everything pinball, global lifestyle brand. We've crossed the millennial divide. Young people in these barcades, as an example, and in their father's home, because Daddy wanted the pinball machine, told Mommy it's for the kids. It turned out sometimes it is for the kids.
So we've seen tremendous success with Arcade 1-Up. They're taking arcade cabinets and shrinking them to like a three-quarter size, two-thirds size. Have you ever thought about doing that with? Because these things they're very impressive looking, but they're also very large. For someone who doesn't have the space for this, have you guys ever fooled around trying to make one more compact, smaller?
First of all, we do have a home version game which has a full-size playfield in it, and where the pro version of this game has an MSRP of $6,100. You probably get a little less, but the PIN, which is our home version, non-coin op, has a $4,600 MSRP, so it's a lot cheaper. Not as cheap as the Arcade 1 game.
But it has a lot less moving parts.
Yeah, but remember, this is a ball and bat game. The ball is wild. There's nothing programmed here other than the rules. There's nothing that's going to make the ball, okay, sometimes we put a magnet in, but there's nothing that's going to make the ball, by program, do something. It's a ball and bat game like baseball, like tennis, like anything else, and that's what's so great about it. So have we ever thought about making a small, a video game? We have our games digital with Farsight in the phone. We think it's great. These other games maybe introduce people to pinball, but this is real pinball. Ball and bat, that's what it's about. Having said that, if you change the size of the playfield, it's like making a round tennis court. There's geometry. We used to have wide body games sometimes, and in order to make a wide body game, you got to throw a lot more parts in it because the ball slows up. Harry Williams, a great pinball designer, the Williams Pinball Company, like a second father to me, taught me that you make a wider game, it takes longer, and the ball starts to lose energy going from left to right, right to left. So you got to put more stuff in there, and so forth, and you change the whole concept of the game. Pinball machine has a particular size playfield. That's why our home game maybe have a smaller footprint, but it's got a full-size playfield. You lose the geometry. It's a ball and bat game.
So where can people find more information about your pinball machines?
Oh, certainly on our website, sternpinball.com.
And as a fun question, just because I'm really curious, you were in the rough of the pinball era. The 70s, 80s, and 90s, you saw arcades come and go. Was there ever a point when people started to abandon pinball and tackle more digital arcade machines? Did you consider switching, or you were like, no, I got to stay with pinball?
I've made video games. I've made redemption games. Earlier, this company made a couple good redemption games, but we basically concentrated on pinball. Back in my lifetime, I made some famous video games, Berzerk, Scramble, Super Cobra, things like that. But I don't play video games. I play pinball.
What's it like seeing technology over these last 40 years evolve and to see what arcades and video games have become?
You haven't seen the technology yet that we're going to do with pinball. Now here, we have a bus system in here, which is a much simpler but a scalable electronic system, and we scaled it in order to have an LCD. An LCD not to replace the playfield. The game's still here. An LCD that's similar in size to the score displays we had before, maybe a little bit taller, a little narrower. Yeah, but similar, so we can show some stuff there, but it's still on the playfield. But there's more things we can do. There's more reliability in these games. We have a switching power supply instead of a big boat anchor of a transformer, and it has lots of self-diagnostics and take care of itself, and it can do more things. And in the next year, you're going to see a lot more things that we're going to do with it. We got a lot planned.